He's like a mumble rapper of country. Like he like it when the whole song together it sounds great, but if you just take his vocals out, you're like, what the fuck is this? And then you put it back in and you're just like, okay. But then you put like, you see what I'm saying? Like,
yes, exactly.
I would never want a acapella from Garth Brooks ever in my life.
Hello. Welcome to Mass Debaters. My name is DeAndre Robinson, and I was told to tell which shirt I have on. So I have on my Dare shirt, not the bullshit Dare. I mean, this says drugs are expensive. So that Dare.
No, they say drugs are really expensive.
Drugs are really expensive.
Especially if you into that cocaine. You know what I'm saying?
All right. And these are my friends. Say hello, friends.
What's up, friends? It's your guy, Evan Emataki. May or may not be recording this podcast with no pants on because it is hot as fuck in my apartment. Listen, everyone knows I'm a Patriots fan. If you get a chance, head on over to your local podcast app and check out Patriots Dynasty. They're breaking down every single game from every single year the Patriots won a Super Bowl. It's actually really interesting to listen to, so check them out.
Hey, guys. It's your girl, Cam. Back for another episode. Thank you for joining us. Really quick, I do want to give a super big shout out to another podcast, a microcast actually called Coco Grillo. All right. I would definitely want you guys to check it out and tune in if you're ready to listen to some interesting things and also a very chocolatey and smooth, nice voice. All right. So definitely make sure you check it out.
Yeah. All right. Hey, this is your boy CJ, aka Loose Lips Liquor. And I got a shout out to the podcast. All right. How to survive the modern world, or Gen X isn't just a fashion statement. Yeah, that is the actual title, as long as fuck, but it's worth taking a look at. You know, they're kind of like our show, except they don't debate anything, but they have a bunch of interesting topics that they talk about. You know, so check them out.
All right, thanks for having me, guys. My name is Dwayne Meyer. I have known CJ for at least 25 years, and I am here as a guest. I'm excited about seeing your guys' creative process, and I really just want to shit on all of CJ's picks today.
Yes, I like him already. Thank you.
I like you, but you're old as shit. I'm not going to stop that. Can you hear? That's 25 years. God.
So you've known CJ. Listen. So you've known CJ since I've been 3 years old.
Old as hell.
Yeah.
Oh, CJ, that's just worse for you because I'm.
Hold up. Wait, hold on. I'm trying to do math here.
Hey, CJ is older than me, goddammit.
Oh, God damn it.
Hey, by 2 months. By 2 months.
Hey, I ain't turned 41 yet, buddy. You're still older than me.
Oh, my God.
I ain't 41 yet.
All right.
I'm getting you a walker for your birthday.
Welcome to Mass Debaters. We home a community debates. We debate some of the most likely of topics. Just like the 3 topics we have today. I personally do want to shout out Apple Juice for Two. Hilarious 2-person podcast. Talk about a lot of BS shit, and it's fucking funny as hell. I'll shout them out too. Also, shout out on Twitter, the nerd from Texas. Sorry, shout out on Twitter, the nerd in Texas. She's pretty cool. She helped me help us spread out masturbators all over. So shout out to nerd in Texas. All right.
That's an interesting choice of words, dog.
I said that for a reason. I said
spread the masturbation throughout the country.
We spread out masturbators all across the nation.
Just feeding the chickens. That's all you're doing.
Throughout the country.
Yeah.
All right.
I love English.
I love English. All right. First things first. All right. First topic. We're gonna do the best country artists of the 90s.
My choice is Darius Rucker, for some biased reason, and also because he actually did come up on a lot of like the research that I came up with.
Okay, Cam, I love you. You're amazing, but I'm gonna tell you why you're wrong. The reason why Darius Rucker is not the greatest country artist of the 90s is because he did not release a country album until 2008. In the 90s, he was a member of Hootie and the Blowfish. No,
call me up.
Counts.
Remember
Yes.
the movie Jerry Maguire? When that little kid walks up in the airport and looks at Cuba Gooding Jr. and says, "Are you Hootie?" That was the pop star Hootie and the Blowfish time of Darius Rucker. Don't get me wrong, Darius Rucker
Counts.
after 2008, amazing country artist, but he was not a country artist in the 90s. I love you, but you're wrong.
So listen, Cam, I know that you don't like country music. It's a little too yee and
Well,
too
no.
white.
It's not that I don't like country music. It's just
No,
country music is more of like a adult, mature Cam.
you're right.
Brooklyn
You're
Cam didn't give a fuck about no motherfucking country music.
You're wrong. Hey, you're right. No, listen,
That's fair.
listen. Had we said best country music artist of all time, and you said Darius Rucker, I'd have almost given you I can't fuck with it because I love Darius Rucker. With that being said, to Dwayne's credit, yes, Darius Rucker didn't release a solo country album until 2008. However, I'm gonna give Cam the benefit of the doubt and say that she also includes Hootie and the Blowfish in this whole category to me personally.
Mhm.
And Hootie and the Blowfish is described as roots country and a heartland rock band. So
I
it's
made
neither
sure
here
it
nor there.
qualified.
It's
I
neither
made sure
here
my
nor
answer
there.
qualified. It qualifies.
They're they're
Even if you don't
classified
give them
as
number one, it qualifies.
they're soft rock, roots
You
rock.
didn't say it had to be an
heartland rock.
individual artist. You said it had to be an artist.
Right.
But you
Right.
picked
I
Darius Rucker,
definitely made
not
sure my
Hootie and the
answer
Blowfish.
qualified.
But like I said, when I think of Darius Rucker, 9 times out of 10, a person's gonna think of Hootie and the Blowfish. So I'm not necessarily gonna say I hate this pick because I like what Darius Rucker has done, and I like even when Darius Rucker was in Hootie and the Blowfish, I enjoyed them. They were that they reminded me of like an old, like a newer version of a bluegrass band, kind of, with their style and the presentation. So I'm not mad at it, Cam. I'm really not. It's just I think because you picked Darius Rucker, unfortunately, but like it's just a different pick. But I'm not mad at it.
I'm with Cam for a couple things. One, I hate country music now. I hate country music in the 90s. I hate country music now. I hate country music 2000s. I hate all country. I hate country music with a passion.
It's
I hate
thumbs up for me. It's the way to-
Wow.
Listen. I hate
My
country.
goofy ass doesn't like country either.
So I hate country music. All right.
Since when?
Yo, real shit. We picked this topic because he just said you like country music. If anything, we could pick. Oh, fuck you, CJ. God damn it.
You are an asshole.
Oh, God.
I did suggest that was my suggestion to CJ that hey, maybe this would be something good to talk about because nobody here actually likes country music.
Yeah.
Point taken. So number one, I don't like country music. If it was all time, my pick would have been Ben would switch to fucking Johnny Cash because that's the only person I really know.
Ooh,
Second thing I need to say is I only want to be with you. You call me up, and that's damn shit not country. I know that for a fucking fact that's not country.
That's pop.
Nowhere near country. And
That's Taylor
counts.
Swift.
yeah. So I have to say that. Yeah, I'm gonna disqualify this one for me personally because he, like I said, he didn't do country music until the mid to late 2000s. So that's just me.
Yeah, same thing. I think if she said Hootie and the Blowfish, maybe I could give the benefit of the doubt because they went through like a couple of different fucking genres, but it was she picked Darius Rucker and no, not a country artist in the 90s. Should be voided. She should get all 4s.
5s.
Oh, she be on 5s. Sorry, she should get all 5.
Ooh.
5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I had some honorable mentions. Dre picked one. Dre already said one. Johnny Cash. The other one was Reba McEntire.
So the thing about Reba is like, here's the thing. I hate country music. However, I actually did like her show. I'm not sure if that was 90s or 2000s, but Reba.
That was 90s.
The 90s, yeah.
The
wasn't
show
a
was
bad
90s.
Yeah, the show wasn't bad.
Yeah, the show was 90s. Yeah, but the show was 90s and 2000s. But I don't know. She was a great artist in the 90s, and 80s. But first I picked was Shania Twain. She has a beautiful voice. She actually has a lot of songs that I can actually do.
I'm sorry to interrupt. First episode for Reba's show was 2001.
Oh,
So it
Was it
2000s.
really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Nice. Okay. Thank you. That show was fucking awesome though. Fucking van. All right. Anyway. Yeah. Fucking All right. All right. I think the best country artist of the 90s is Shania Twain. Has a great voice. And she sold over 100 million records, making her the best-selling country artist of all time. And her third album, which is in 1997, won her four Grammys. I know Dre doesn't like hear about the awards and shit, but yeah, won her 4 Grammys, and it became the best-selling one country albums from female artists of all time. So, she's also one of the best female country music artists of all time. I don't think there's any question here. Like, Shania Twain should be number 1. Period.
I'm excited just to shit on CJ. So Shania Twain is the pride of Canada. She is from the frozen north, and she has a voice that rivals my washing machine when it is off balance. I'm not a Shania fan myself. She had such hits as "Damn, I Feel Like a Woman."
Sorry.
See, he knows. And that was really the one song that people know her for. It's kind of like everybody, that aren't super fans of Shania. It's very similar to people who aren't super fans of Celine Dion, because all you know about Celine Dion is she sang the Titanic theme song. But if you're not a fan, you don't know, and that's, Shania Twain, she made a couple good songs. She put on some really tall boots and a man button-up shirt and tried to look sexy for a minute. She couldn't do it selling records. She ended up selling her appearance more than I think she sold her body of work. And she's nowhere near as good as my pick. So I'm still shitting on your pick.
Shania Twain is a good artist, or was a good artist, because I don't think she's releasing anything now. But I looked up a lot. I don't want to say a lot of stuff, but I looked her up. I looked up her information, and I'm pretty sure she has like 2 major recognizably, like, play it. You're in the Macy's, you know this song, you sing along while you shop. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, when a song is old, you end up as elevator music. It's period. Like, that's just what it is. And so she has about, I want to say like 2. Like, when I was trying to go through and see if I recognize any. Now, granted, obviously, if you're a Shania Twain fan, you may be completely, disagree with this, and feel free to comment or message us or whatever to rebut. But I definitely think she fucked her way to the top. I don't know how she did it. Like,
wow,
it doesn't make sense. Like, Shania Twain was in Vegas. Like, she was doing shit, but I'm just like, can't nobody name the songs. So then what were they doing? They wasn't singing. They wasn't singing along. What was happening? A whole lot of this.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Like, a whole lot of that.
All right.
That's what I have to deduce from the information that I had.
I would call myself the resident country music fan in this group. Surprise, I'm
true.
white.
With his hand.
Listen.
That's not a 10, that's a burn.
Listen. With
he got mayonnaise on one side, lobster on the other.
That's dirty.
Listen. All right.
That's dirty for me.
Oh, God damn it.
Yo, we can't do this. It's 11:30.
CJ, I'm about to be nice to you. You need to shut the fuck up.
No, drag.
Oh, my bad.
Drag.
I retract my last statement.
Listen, CJ,
Too late, mayonnaise and lobster.
Reiterate something for me again. You said Shania Twain was the best-selling country artist of all time, or the best-selling female. Which one?
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Best-selling female.
Female. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because
over 40 million.
I was gonna say, she has a total sales of 77 point something million as of last year, making her the second highest selling country music artist of all time. But with that being said, to kind of counteract what Dwayne said, Shania Twain has more than just one song. If you're an actual country fan like I am, you realize
You're still the one.
You're still the one. Any man of mine, that don't impress me much. Obviously, you have Man, I Feel Like a Woman. There are a lot of songs that Shania Twain has. So I actually don't mind this pick. There's a list out there that I looked at for the best country music. Shania Twain is number 2. So it all depends on your taste in country music. Obviously, by the end of her career, I think Carrie Underwood's going to pass Shania Twain.
But what you're saying is every time you looked it up, she was never number 1.
She was number 2.
That's what I'm hearing. You check money, she was number 2. You check other lists, she was number 2. So what you're saying is she was not number 1.
Oh no, she's not number 1, and that's a clear fact. But she
beat Darius Rucker. Just saying.
I do not mind this pick by CJ at all. So
the only song I know about Shania Twain is "I Feel Like a Woman."
I bet.
2, I'm gonna say it's like on every single. I hate country music. 3.
He's gonna say this one on every person.
Why do you hate country music?
It's so fucking boring.
No, it's not. They've been talking about real shit.
No,
hell yeah.
You shot my dog and my mom is with my brother.
It's definitely like out in the suburbs or on a farm shit, but it's still real shit.
Number 3, Reba is better. Got it right here too. Reba is better.
He wrote it down.
If I have to listen to country music and I have between Reba and Shania Twain, I'll pick Reba. Reba is better to me.
You can still get it. I'm just saying.
I think non-country music fans
you're the same age.
discussing country music is difficult.
Fuck yeah.
I'm a country music fan.
Well, you're not the majority. Because I'm like,
right.
If you debating yourself, that's not a debate.
CJ picked both my honorable mentions. CJ did pick both my honorable mentions. I did have
This fucking
Johnny
pick.
Cash. I did have Johnny Cash and Reba as
your honorable mentions.
Yeah. I had them both.
Hey, they good. They good. That's what I'm saying.
I love me some Johnny Cash.
Yeah.
He just must sometimes make you want to kill yourself, and that's why I didn't pick him.
Right. I love her.
No, he makes like somebody
I'm
else.
curious though, how many songs did Johnny Cash put out in the 90s?
My point exactly.
Because most of his music came out in the 60s.
60s and then my favorite ones came out in 2000. Like Hurt came out in 2002, I think.
Right. Yeah, and that was a cover.
Yeah, so listen, if Hurt, even as a cover, it was a cover. Even as a cover,
it was an amazing song.
Even as a cover,
amazing cover.
If it came out in the 90s, I would pick that just for that song alone.
Johnny Cash had.
I think
I would have gave you
I
Can't Fuck
When the
With
Man
You.
Comes Around too.
Yeah.
Johnny Cash
That
had like
sounds
30 songs released in the 90s, but none of them were like super big. He released the sequel to The Devil Goes Down to Georgia, which is The Devil Comes Back to Georgia.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Johnny Cash could read a cereal box, and I would.
And he was also what Johnny Cash did
is in Cheerios, and I would be like, okay.
What Johnny Cash spent most of the 90s doing was Johnny Cash in the 90s was a part of the Highwaymen, which was him, Willie Nelson, and like two other big time country music stars. That was their 90s stuff, but he never did anything by himself, notably in the 90s.
Highwaymen was actually really great to watch live.
Yes, because you got Willie Nelson, Johnny Cash, you got Chris Christophers. It's a power.
How much weed was it in those concerts?
For real,
all of it, all of it, like,
all the weed.
Now,
pure weed.
Wait, for country music?
What everybody smokes now isn't actually real weed. It's some other shit they came up with because all the weed got smoked by Willie and them back in the day.
Facts.
All right. So my pick, and again, I was prepared to go last or fourth. My pick is Billy Ray Cyrus for one reason and one reason only, because I only know the main song, and that's "Achy Breaky Heart." It got to dance to it. You gotta dance to it. You give me dancing that you go up there. I don't mind line dancing. Achy Breaky Heart. Don't tell my heart. Listen, I don't mind line dancing to it. I don't know what. I don't know what else he put out. outside of some tight jeans that he did and shit. Like this man had yeast infection all over his body. Like his he had the tightest.
How are you
tightest
trashing
jeans.
your own pick right now? Like,
I
what the
don't
fuck
care.
are you doing?
I'm trashing everything on country music.
That's fair.
I'm trashing
That's how
everything.
much he
Fair.
hates country music.
Goddamn
Yeah.
right. This man had
You're not leaving us anything to say.
listen, this man had the tightest jeans ever. This shit was, I'm surprised he could walk. I'm surprised he could make. I'm surprised he could make Miley Cyrus. God, truth. I don't know. He could. Anyway, that's my pick. I'm cool with that.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. He only has 2 claims to fame, like Achy Breaky Heart and Hannah Montana Daddy. That's it. That's all that motherfucker did. He ain't. Yeah, I didn't even realize that say this. It's just a garbage ass, fucking thing, dude. It is, man. Damn, no.
So, I'd like to start off by saying, leave it to Dre to pick somebody based off of a line dance. Very Black thing to do. Okay, picking the artist that gave you a line dance that you're familiar with. Real hood of you. With that being said, no, this is a no. Okay. He's overshadowed by his own child, who's not even
In the
really
2000s.
like
In the 2000s.
I understand, but like that's already not a good look. Like Zoe will never overshadow her dad. Like this anyway. If your kid can overshadow you, it's not a good look.
Did you just connect that to Zoe Kravitz?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Okay.
like that was just the first like parent
That popped in your head. No, I get it.
You know,
Yeah.
that I could think of.
Yeah, it's only gonna be
So-
Lenny.
Little Romeo did it.
No, he didn't.
No, I'd say
No, he
Nah,
didn't.
he did not.
No, the fuck he didn't. How dare you?
Why would you even say that?
I was just
Why would
fucking
you
around
put
with
that out there?
I'm just gonna grab at some straws real quick.
Yeah,
I
like,
was
like,
fucking around with that
all
one.
you have to do is
I didn't believe that myself.
be
I
quiet.
didn't believe that myself.
Like, how dare you, Dr. fucking anyway.
I'm not Dr. Dre.
Yeah, so like you said, he only had again a couple noticeable songs that people really, really can say they know.
It was just
unless
one.
they're country music fans.
One.
Look, see,
Singular.
everyone else goes no.
Yeah.
One.
One.
As the country music fan, it was only one.
Yeah, and so the only reason I'm not hating this as a choice is
'Cause
not
Ben
even
Jerry's
because
fucker.
his 90s music, is because of his support for Lil Nas. That he
I got
stepped
the
up in a time
horses in the
where every
back.
other racist fucking person who was a country music fan was just watching this shit go down and was just tearing up someone up because of what? That's a whole different conversation. But he gets credit for being able to support expansion of country music, but that has nothing to do with his own music. So it's more like a participation award.
Oh, don't
You
Yeah,
know,
you got a
like,
participation trophy.
like you're
Don't give
not
me that.
placing, but thanks for coming type thing. Like,
I mean, I'm just going to kind of reiterate what Cam said. You can be a good person and still be a shitty artist. That you can do that. That's Billy Ray Cyrus. Like he proves the point. I do kind of like the fact that
backwash into my water. Like,
CJ
but
Drake.
Billy Ray Cyrus, I mean, he embodied everything that was 90s country music, which was the really high and tight mullet. I mean, he had the worst hairdo probably since the history of like
Talking
state
about Joe
prison
Dirt.
systems. Yeah, I mean, he
You
looked
mean
like
the
a
best.
product of Oregon State Penitentiary. I mean, it's just good night. That haircut was bad. But he also wore all those loud ass country shirts of the 90s. As I'm sitting here talking about loud shirts, wearing a Hawaiian shirt.
Hawaiian shirt.
So yeah, I'm like, well, shit. That maybe I am a country fan. But yeah, Billy Ray Cyrus, he holds kind of that one-hit wonder Hall of Fame, thing in country music. He'll never go away for his part that he played. But as far as line dances go, I've been to plenty of country bars. Whoever that was that made the song "Make It Wobble," That gets more people.
Wobble, baby.
Yeah,
That plays more at
people
country
get
music
on the
bars.
floor. Yes, that song plays more and gets more people on the floor than "Achy Breaky Heart" ever did.
Okay, so to kind of reiterate Dwayne's point too, yeah, because "Achy Breaky Heart" really only plays at the yee kind of country bars, not not like
he said that
Yeet, skirt,
yee
What?
skirt.
not
Got that?
the main country
This
bar out
is
here.
at the Copenhagen bars.
There you go. The main country music bar out here for the longest time was Duke's, but Duke's was more like a city country bar. So they never played like straight like hard country music. But so let me paint a little picture for you behind the curtains, guys. Dre's pick, Billy Ray Cyrus, was the father of Miley Cyrus, who played Hannah Montana. Funny story. Cam's original pick was going to be Hannah Montana as a troll. And then changed it to Darius Rucker. So I just wanted that was fucking hilarious.
Hell yeah, because if it wasn't for the decade, she's definitely the most popular one. Like,
but
she wasn't even real, okay?
I would have let Miley.
And people were still coming to her fucking shows. Nobody was gonna be able to argue with me.
It was the right decade. It was the right decade. I would let Miley Cyrus run. I mean, I would let Hannah Montana run.
Oh, let rock.
Yeah,
too. Got
yeah,
to let rock too. You got to let rock.
Yeah.
So with that being said, yes, one song in the 90s that was really big, Achy Breaky Heart. Didn't have another hit song until 2006, if you want to call it a hit, when he sang I Want My Mullet Back. He wanted to go back to the time where he was popular. I get it.
I want my mullet back.
See? There you go.
And then and my A-track.
The only reason I do not hate on this pick is because of what he's done recently. Billy Ray Cyrus popped back up into the equation when he hopped on the remix of Old Town Road, and he even had two songs come back into the Billboard Hot 100 after hopping on the track with Lil Nas. So he's relevant now because of the fact that he hopped on a track most recently. So I'm not mad at this pick, but he ain't number one because he only has number one album that did anything in the fucking 90s. So
not even album, just
but he is a good human being.
He's
so
a good person, and fucking Billy Ray Cyrus, like I said, did when everyone was trying to fight the Lil Nas X situation, because Cam's not gonna say it, but I will, because he was black. Let's be real. They didn't want a black person at the top of the country charts. What happened to Darius Rucker? Did he turn white all of a sudden? He's been dominating country for a long time. So shut the fuck up and sit down. But no, yeah. Shout out to Billy Ray Cyrus for being an advocate and for sticking up for someone who had no one on his corner. So
yes. Also, quick side note before we move on. Just want you guys to let you know the original Cowboys were not white.
There was not.
No,
So all you Wrangler wearing motherfuckers, calm the fuck down.
I wear Wrangler. What the fuck?
No, because what really sparked the controversy was that he was going to get a Wrangler deal. And everybody's like, Wrangler's supposed to be for real Cowboys. But they were black. So
real Cowboys were black.
That's exactly. So let's just.
We can move along.
Put that nugget of wisdom in there.
So I guess this is my moment to come clean and admit, yes, I am a country fan, because otherwise I wouldn't have known to pick this pick. Who's the greatest country artist of all time and of the 90s is George Strait. George Strait in the 1990s, from 1990 to 2000, logged 44 number one hits on the Billboard chart. Throughout his career, his entire body of work, he logged 60 number one hits. And then in the late 90s, put out an album. Sorry, the album came out after 2000, but it was 50 number ones. There's only been two groups to have more than 50 number one hits. That's the Beatles and George Strait, ever in music, period. He was sort of the voice for a lot of people in the rodeo community and a good bit of the, kind of just the country farm dudes that they just want left alone kind of music, and don't want to be part of any problems. I mean, there's not a angry song in George Strait's catalog. And I think, honestly, just the total body of work and the body of the work in the 90s makes him, for me anyway, is the number one country music artist of the 90s and pretty much ever.
George Strait is fantastic. George Strait has sold over 100 million records worldwide, period, point blank, end of story. George Strait has a lot of great country music songs. I don't mind this pick because when you think of George, like when you think of country, there are certain names that pop in your mind. And George Strait is on the Mount Rushmore of country music. So you'll hear my pick shortly. So usually the top two people in country music, they go back and forth between two names. So we'll get to the other half of that story in just a minute, but I really am not mad at this pick. Your pick, CJ's pick, and my pick usually round out the top three for a lot of people. So we'll get into that.
One, I like none of his music at all. Again, I hate country music. That's true.
Stop doing this shit. Like, stop doing
I
this
will not. God is truth though. God is truth. And this is me being naive or ignorant to country music. I didn't know who George Strait was until I heard him in Hell Yeah Fucking Right.
Okay.
All my exes live in Texas like I'm George Strait. I didn't know that was a song until I heard it.
Wow,
I
really?
did not know. I do not know anything about George Strait. And then I started for the topic. I listened to him, and I'm glad I don't. I do not like country music. It's shit born in me. It's shit born in me. God and truth. God and truth. I came with this fucking topic over, so I have to listen to shit again. So, however, I will say this: the amount of albums he made got sold. Some albums that sold cannot be shitted on. That's a lot. I mean, kudos to him. However, for me personally, I personally don't like George Strait or any country music artist.
Fucking yeah, no. George Strait is a great country artist. Yeah, you cannot deny that.
He's like, say it, bitch, say it.
Say something.
Say it. I like that. No, he's been doing this a long time. He's a great artist. He actually has songs that I do like. It does. Yeah. With that being said, he's a typical old white dude, doesn't like change. You know, he's helped start a movement to try to keep country music from evolving. That I don't like. Music is a form of expression. It needs to grow, change, and evolve just like the artist did. And to try to stifle that, I don't think it's right. No, you're wrong. No, he's a great artist. It's just like I disagree with some of the things he does. I just don't like that whole aspect of him. But yeah, like I said, yeah, he's a great artist. It's just you can't stifle fucking growth. You can't stifle music. And I bet he's fucking just racist as fuck. Just saying.
You guys kind of took what I was gonna say, which sucks because I was actually ready for George Strait. You can't take away from what he's contributed to country music. He definitely is a great country music artist. Dwayne, you is close from getting I Can't Fuck With It. And it's actually because of what CJ said, which now I don't have to explain, which kind of saves us some time. You've made an impact when hip hop is talking about you. For someone, not granted, let's be real, it's just to make shit rhyme. But nonetheless, the fact that the hip hop world acknowledges your existence when country music is like not neighbors with hip hop as much as you would hope.
Well, Nelly did that song with Tim McGraw. Because it's all in my head.
Oh wow, I forgot about that.
It wasn't just one song. But yeah, Nelly definitely brought country music and hip hop as close as it was gonna get. And we loved it. And then everybody was like, all right, cool, that was enough. And everybody went right back to the corner they came from, instead of merging like I was hoping. But hey, a sample is something is better than nothing. George Strait is really great. And again, out of all of the people on the list, I think when I went through the list of music and listened to like I think I listened to top 10 of every people and like just listened to the first 30 seconds. He had more songs I recognized out of everyone. But like CJ said, he is a little, let's call it, set in his ways. And that's unfortunate. And so I can't really give him 100% kudos, only because I feel like he's taking away from himself, but he is super great. So yeah, that's a great pick.
So when you think of the Mount Rushmore of what country music is, you got Johnny Cash, Shania Twain, George Strait, and then for a lot of country fans, especially newer country fans, it's Garth Brooks. Garth Brooks is my pick here. Special shout out to Randy Travis. I know he's currently going through some health stuff right now, but Randy Travis is up there as well for me. But Garth Brooks, like Dwayne said, yes, George Strait has more number one hits than Garth Brooks, but that's spread out over every single category. Garth Brooks pretty much dominates the country music category. And even though, yes, it's not a lot of number one hits, he sold more country music albums than anybody. He's got 156 million country music albums sold, which is almost double what George Strait and Shania Twain have done. With that being said, it's all a preference thing. He had in the 90s, he had the Thunder Rolls. He had the most famous country music song of all time, in my opinion. I got friends in low places. So for me, when I think of country music, no matter what happens, if somebody says country music artist, go. Garth Brooks pops into my head first. And I think that's just because even though I am a country music fan, yeah, I didn't get into country music till the mid 2000s, but country music to me in the 90s, it was Shania Twain, George Strait, and Garth Brooks. Period. If we wanted to go, the shitty thing is if we go across all time records and stuff like that, unfortunately Taylor Swift beats every country music star because she crossed into other categories. But purely country, it doesn't get any better in my opinion than Garth Brooks.
Not to beat a broken drum.
I can't stand country music.
Country music?
I don't like country music. Yes.
Beat the shit out that horse.
However.
Now, if PETA took that one little fucking clip, they would be all over us. Okay, CJ, stop yelling, beat the shit out of that horse. Don't say that no more.
Okay, all right. I'll say this then. Fuck PETA. Anyway.
Good God.
However,
how angry vegans are. Do you know how angry vegans be? Like,
you said the same thing about the Beehive too, though. So
I'd rather upset the Beehive than the vegans.
I would throw some bacon grease on them motherfuckers.
Vegans go to grocery stores and put roasts on meat.
Yeah.
they just don't give a fuck. Vegans got time, okay? Vegans is a one group you don't want to fuck with.
Yeah.
All right, listen. All right, so listen. So,
hey, no, they want to come for me. They can come for me. I would toss bacon grease all over their asses. Come for me.
Hell up. Got something to finish this. Damn it. All right, listen.
He wants so bad to get off this country music topic.
Yes, I do. Listen, so I like country music. However, though, I actually don't mind this pick because I know two songs. Because
Dre's got friends in low places.
You have sang this for karaoke.
I have sing the chorus out with drunk at karaoke plenty of times. Yes, I have. I have sung this song drunk as hell at karaoke all the time. It's not my phone at all. However, at karaoke, because it was the only part I know, in low places, that's all part I know. I would sing the shit out of it at karaoke. However, I do like Papa Love Mama.
Papa Love Mama's good.
I do like Papa Love Mama. I will say that. I like Papa Love Mama.
So you do like country music?
No, I don't.
That's debatable.
Do you like Old Town Road, sir?
That's debatable.
You see what I did there?
It's debatable.
No, I don't like Old Town Road either.
DeAndre likes two country musics.
Two songs. That's it. Papa Love Mama and Hurt. Papa Love Mama.
I like the way,
man. Yeah. That's the only two. Papa Love Mama and Hurt. What you song I like?
I knew you would.
Oh,
so you don't like any more Johnny Cash songs but Hurt?
I mean, I can stand with Walk Hard, but
Ring of Fire, Folsom
and Ring of Fire.
I mean,
so yes,
he likes country music. We had at least.
I like Johnny. I like Johnny Cash. I like Johnny Cash.
So you like country music?
No, I like Johnny Cash.
He likes 1/4 of the Mount Rushmore of country music.
That's it. That's all. And
okay, but that's like saying I have no money, but you got 25 cents. That's money. Like it might not be a lot, but it's money. You can buy a whole bag of chips back in the 90s. Like
back in the 90s, I can do that shit now.
Yes, you could go to the corner store, get you some Doritos. You have enough.
I don't. There's no corner stores out here.
We're talking about the 90s. Focus.
I'm talking about now. Okay. Listen, I don't like country music. However, I don't mind this pick because I don't mind two songs. That's my argument. That's what I'm going with.
Oh yeah, from Garth Brooks. All Honestly, this is a really, really great pick.
Did you fall asleep there for a second?
No, I'm just fucking great. Okay, no, but Garth Brooks had like yes, dude. Like, I honestly love this pick, and it's actually would have been my number one if Evan hadn't picked first. And there's the only thing is I think Garth Brooks. All right, don't get ready, mad. I don't think he's a great vocalist, but his lyrics and his music are on point. His lyrics and music are on point. He make it do what it do. It makes it work, and he's definitely my top three.
It's very interesting that CJ said that because Garth Brooks he's renowned within you can't think of country music and not think of Garth Brooks at this point in time. However, CJ actually touched on a really funny point that I was going to say. Garth Brooks, he's like the Migos. It just sounds good put all together. But if you take one,
you take one part away,
drop the beat, and you just like, hold on a second.
Raindrop.
Did you just compare Garth Brooks to the Migos?
If I can flesh this out, he's like a mumble rapper of country. When the whole song together, it sounds great. But if you just take his vocals out, you're like, what the fuck is this? And then you put it back in, and you're just like, okay. But then you you see what I'm saying? Like,
yes, exactly.
I would never want a acapella from Garth Brooks ever in my life, but he has good music. Does that make sense? Because I couldn't put it together, and I was just like something. I was just gonna say that something's off about like his songs and how he sings, but CJ made that shit make so much sense. Garth Brooks is a country mumble rapper. and you can't tell me different.
Yo, I'm listening real shit. I'm thinking about Garth Brooks saying raindrop.
Oh my goodness.
But he's still good. He makes great music. Obviously, like Evan said, Evan made a whole bunch of points on why he's great. It's completely true. And to be honest, now mumble rapping is a very big part of rap. So I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but before I couldn't put my finger on it, and now it all makes sense.
You're not wrong. I can't lie. Every time a Migos song comes on, I was like, I'm not changing it. This shit slaps. I don't care if it's.
But I don't know what the fuck you talk about.
But hey, if the Migos never failed, Quavo could be a basketball player.
Where there's certain things, like you know how Migos has like the same 4 ad-libs?
Hey!
Garth Brooks has some things that is super repetitive in some of his songs.
Oh yeah.
That I noticed. And I'm just like, but that's music in general, so I wasn't holding that against him. But it just makes everything all make sense now that I'm, putting the picture together. With that being said, I think it was a great choice. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think it's number one out of all the choices, but it is a great choice.
I cannot disagree with Cam more on the mumble rapper of country music thing. Case in point is going to be the first 58 seconds of The Thunder Rolls. The first 58 seconds of The Thunder Rolls is Garth Brooks with a guitar and a microphone, and that's it. And that is some of the best writing, I think, that has ever been realized in country music. The Thunder Rolls is one of the most popular songs of all time in the country genre. I'm gonna tell Evan, I wasn't planning on doing this the whole time, but I can't fuck with it. That's the one, man. I mean, Garth Brooks. Yes. I remember being a kid in the '90s. I turned 10 in 1990, and Garth Brooks came out with Too Young to Feel This Damn Old, and you're like, wow, okay. And I'm 10 years old, and I'm on a farm at my cousin's house out in Corbett, feeding horses while they're on vacation. And I heard this song, and I was like, who is this? This guy, he grabbed a hold of me, and it made me want to learn how to play guitar. And I actually went out and took guitar lessons, and I learned how to play guitar. I got like 7 of them now. Because I'm 40 and I have adult money, and now I can go buy guitars and amps and toys and shit.
Adult money.
For the listeners and the viewers, and the female listeners and viewers, How much money we talking? I'm just kidding.
I'm married. I've been married. My wife's thick like peanut butter. I ain't leaving.
Then that means you deserve 2 wives.
Real quick before we get off this topic though, for anyone who likes the song The Thunder Rolls, this band called State of Mind did a really good like country metal cover of this. I know people don't like metal sometimes, but it's fucking fantastic and y'all should check it out.
I like all of it.
With that being
I would
said,
also like to
covers
clarify that
hilarious.
my comparison to mumble rapping was not that he actually mumbles.
No,
But
he just
just
can't
like
sing
the-
very well sometimes.
Right,
No,
like
he
just
cannot.
like how like somehow the song is still great and it's still like you're still making all of these hits.
I wouldn't say
but
he has the
there's
iconic country
something
music
off
voice
about the
though.
vocal portion. Like that's
Yeah.
what I meant.
There are plenty of other superstars in country music history who would have much more iconic country music voices. George Strait, Randy Travis, Darius Rucker, Chris Ledoux, even newer. I mean, like Eric Church has a distinctive voice. Luke Bryan, for as crappy as he is as a country music, has a distinct voice.
No,
Hey, they may suck, but they
He
got
does
distinct
have-
voices.
I'm sorry, even someone like me knows that Luke Bryan has a very distinct voice.
Yeah.
And
He has a
that's
good voice.
That's saying something. Like
but
But-
Luke Bryan made all this popularity off doing covers of Chris Stapleton songs.
all right.
Chris Stapleton's great too. Garth Brooks will be number 1. George Strait will be 1A/2. Shania Twain will be 3. And then I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna put Darius Rucker at 4, and I'm gonna put Billy Ray Cyrus at 5. Only because
You
without
bullshit ass motherfucker.
without Darius Rucker in the Hootie and the Blowfish days, there is no country music Darius Rucker, who's one of my favorite performers ever.
with that being said, while I was thinking about it, I can't give George Strait number 1 because I just can't. So Garth Brooks does get my number 1 pick. George Strait is number 2. Shania Twain is number 3. Darius Rucker is number 4, and Billy Ray Cyrus is number 5.
So you had the
And we
exact
have
same
identical. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I gotta give Garth Brooks. I gotta give Garth Brooks number 1, Shania Twain number 2, George Strait number 3, fucking Miley's dad number 4,
Miley's dad.
Darius Rucker
That's
number 5.
disrespectful. Man's thing.
I'm going to stick with George Strait at number 1 for because reasons. Garth Brooks number 2. I think I'm going to go ahead and put Darius Rucker at number 3 just because he is an amazing songwriter.
You guys?
I think he's an amazing songwriter and he does really quality work. So I'm putting him 3.
not in
Shania
the
Twain
90s.
4 and Billy Ray Cyrus has to be 5. Even though he is a great human being, Billy Ray Cyrus 5.
Billy Ray number 1, Garth Brooks number 2, George Strait number 3, Shania Twain number 4, and then Darius Rucker's number 5.